Hey, what's up everybody? Mr. B here, and today I want to talk about our footwork drills that you need in order to promote from green to first brown. So we've got 3 footwork drills that you need to be able to demonstrate for at least a minute on each side, and these are just drills that I absolutely love. I feel like they have a lot of really good fundamentals. They encourage some forward movement, some backward movement, and of course my favorite new toy, lateral movement, being able to move side to side. So you can do this with cones, you can do this with sparring gear, you can do this without any sort of visual reference or anything else like that at all. You can do it just like I'm going to do it right now without anything at all to look at. And so our first one is going to be a lateral figure 8. So a side to side figure 8, or if you're really fancy, an infinity symbol, right? So I'm going to pick a starting spot over here off to my left. I'm going to do a figure 8 all the way around, like I'm going around 2 cones. And then from here, I'm going to do lateral high knees to a new spot. Then I'm going to do my figure 8 the opposite direction. And when I get to my back spot, I'm just going to be able to keep going. Now, on your practice sheet, you're going to have to be able to demonstrate this for a whole minute. When we run this for sparring drills or anything else like that, really what I'm looking for you to be able to do is to be able to do this drill for a whole 2.5 minutes. Now, big problems that we run into, all right, are not going over the cones, but behind the cones and not picking up our knees high enough, or we get confused about where we're at and we just keep going back and we just keep doing this side right here. So we go back to here and we just keep doing our lateral motion and only doing a half of a figure 8. So when you're doing this drill, you need to pay attention to your starting spot. So when you finish your figure 8, full figure 8, and then you're on the new side, you get the brand new figure 8, and then you get the lateral motion to your left. Okay, so that on your practice sheets is going to be the lateral figure 8 with high knees. The next is going to be the forward backward figure 8. Now this one is a little bit more complicated in the fact that it uses a lot of other footwork drills that we're already familiar with. They're step drags, cuts, and fades. So when we do this drill, okay, I'm imagining I've got my cones right here in front of me. Again, I don't need them, all right? But I want to step drag forward. I want to cut with my back foot so that I'm not crossing my feet. I step drag forward, I fade, I step drag backward, I cut, I step drag backward, I fade. I'm going to move a little bit further back so that you all can get a better view of my feet. So again, step drag forward, cut, step drag forward, fade. Your front foot moves you backwards, your back foot moves you forwards. Step drag backwards, cut, step drag, fade, step drag, cut, step drag, fade. So it takes on this nice, easy motion where you've got a forward movement, you've got a backward movement, you've got your lateral movements. As you get better, you start to work through nice and smooth like I'm doing. The point of footwork is to get your heart rate up, number one, get some cardio in your training, but to also make your feet accurate in the ring, okay? And if you're looking at this entirely from a self-defense standpoint, why is footwork going to help me in a self-defense scenario? Well, if you're too fast, they can't hit you, all right? And speed comes from accuracy. Now, this one, I'm going to want to be able to demonstrate on my left and on my right guard, okay? I don't care if you're a southpaw. I don't care if you're an orthodox fighter. At Montezuma Martial Arts Academy, you are ambidextrous, okay? I'm not looking to train one-sided fighters. I want you to be able to have tools, techniques that you can use in any situation that you find yourself in. So you want to be able to work this on the right side and on the left side. Big mistakes that people make, all right? They cut with their front foot and they get this ugly cross right here. Now, any good fighter knows that the moment you see your opponent's feet cross like this, they are at a tactical disadvantage because they generally have to unspin. All right, and we're going to get into that in our story drill next, where we can use that to our advantage. But for the most part, this is a really bad position to be in. And so you've got to watch that cross. Make sure that when you fade, there's my cross step. I don't want to do that. I want to fade with my front foot. I want to cut with my back foot. We've got a video on this in our purple to blue belt footwork techniques if you're unfamiliar with what a cut or a fade is. All right, so that is our forward figure eight. Then we move into what we call our story drill, and we call it that because that is what we're doing. We're starting to set up our storytelling to set up our fighter, all right? Being a good fighter is more than just being athletically talented. You need to be able to lead and draw your opponent into situations to create opportunities for yourself. And this is what we're doing. And in this drill, we are going to capitalize on somebody's training to blitz on a cross. So when I'm here, what our story drill looks like, I'm going to cut. I'm going to intentionally cross my feet in this hop change, hopefully initiating the blitz. All right? When that fighter starts to blitz, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just step right out the back door, and they should be blitzing on this line right here. Now, if you look and you think about where my power triangle is, they should be coming right about here, boom, and I can set them up either on a reverse punch or a nice sideways roundhouse that they're just going to run into. Okay, so we're telling the story. We're trying to get them, we're trying to draw them in a particular behavior so that we can counter. We want to take advantage of their training. All right, so from here, it's a cut. Cut with your back foot. Get them to start following you, because if an opponent sees you cut, okay, their natural reaction should be to counter that step. Okay, so they should start to move on this line right here. Then I set them up by setting up my hop change, and they see my cross. When they see my cross, that should initiate their cue to blitz. I'm going to step out the back door. Boom, there's my counter. It's a super easy drill. Where a lot of people get mixed up and turned around is what to do with the first two movements. Okay, so remember, cut, hop change. All right, so if I'm doing this slow, left foot, right foot, my right foot's going to move twice. There's my score. Okay, and so again, we're just trying to capitalize on trained reactions from fighters. Now, when you're doing this drill, again, this is something that I'm going to want you to demonstrate for a whole minute, or if you're in sparring class, this should be an entire round. And what you want to do to run this drill is you want to set your set bounce, just nice and easy. You want to show a cut, a hop, a turn, and then bring it right back to your fight line. Okay? Have an idea of where you want to start, all right? Because you're going to step off. 1, 2, there I am, pop, and then I bring it back. Now, if you're really paying attention, you will notice that I never leave this line, okay? So when I cut, my front foot is still on my original fight line. When I hop change, I'm still on my original fight line. So when I turn, boom, I've set their fight line to be right over here for my counter or my roundhouse counter. All right? I haven't done anything. I haven't moved except backwards a little bit to give me some space for their blitz. So again, if I'm running drill, right here, back, front, bring it back on the line. Back, front, turn, bring it back on the line. Now, this is my bad habit. I have a really bad habit of going completely sideways before I cut, okay? And it's a telegraph, okay? So if a fighter has seen me once or twice and they know I'm going to step, okay, I added that little extra step. Watch out for that. Like I said, this is one of my big mistakes. I'm constantly all over my butt about it. So when you're here, you don't need to go 1, 2. You just move. How? You're going to be a little bit faster. Again, here I am. 1, 2, off the line, counter strike. Bring it right back. 1, 2, off the line, counter strike. All right, guys, those are your footwork requirements that are going to get you to first brown. your lateral figure eight with the high knees, your forward figure eight on both sides, and then, of course, your story drill. Until next time, train hard, fight fast, score first, offside.